Oh, Michelle? It's you.
Yeah, it's me.
I used to say it. Oh my god, that's so funny. Hello, Kathy. How you doing, honey? We'll be live in a few minutes. Hope you guys enjoy the show. We have a fantastic guest. Not only UFOs, but also definitely
8
very talented
minutes
artists. So
until
we'll
showtime.
be able to see from the backdrop that's behind us. So, alright, let me share this out.
I could just like hear you. Is your sound gone down?
Oh, no, I backed away from my microphone, that's all.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that better for you now?
Yes, cool.
Yeah, I was just typing away over here. Trying to share things up. Okay. We have to mute that, honey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Down.
Okay, let's see if we can get this up to... Let me get this up to him.
7 minutes until showtime.
It's showtime.
7 minutes. They still can't see us. You'll be able to see us soon. Okay, I'm looking. Alright, I know Eric's my UFO dude. So let's go to Messenger. Alright, where are you, dude? That's the one. Right there. Send this out to you. Eric Perry's another good one.
6 minutes until showtime.
What else do we got? Oh, definitely Cody. Oh, Andy Topley would like that. Let's see. Totally lost my letter. Okay, we got 6 minutes. Well, maybe if I send it to Mark Jesus, he'll know. Hi, Julia. Yeah, we'll be on in a minute, honey.
5 minutes until showtime.
Yeah.
But I didn't see you type.
I typed it on my phone. I'm watching on my phone as me. So that way...
We'll be in shortly. We have a fantastic guest for you guys.
Yes.
You are absolutely going to love this. Oh, he's another good UFO person. I'm sending this out. Personal messages to certain people. Just because I know they'll really enjoy this. So... Okay, that's good. That's good. Now I've got to get rid of all these messages. They're in my way. A lot of private messages there. Alright. Why am I paused?
4 minutes until showtime.
No. Alright. Oops, who sent me a message? Oh. Come on over, Annie. Alright. How you doing, Kathy?
Hi, Kathy. Thanks for joining again.
a while for some regulars to come in.
Yes.
Alright, 4 minutes, we'll go live in a couple. Let me put this out.
3 minutes until showtime.
And to show our faces. Okay. Transition. Not for break. Okay, awesome. We're doing really great. So, Michelle's got a boo-boo, so she can't make it over to the studio today.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
If I refresh, and there we are. She's like, hi, guest.
2 minutes until showtime.
Okay, let's see. Hello. Hello, everybody that's watching. 2 more minutes, the show's ready to start, and you'll get to find out who the guest is. So, yeah, the backdrop. Watching. Overhead. Light. Did you shut the overhead light off? Okay, shut that overhead light off. It's on the wall? Okay. Alright, let's see. I'm gonna have to fix that. Because I have half of the guy's face here, so.
Yes, we want to
We
make
have a couple more minutes,
See
and
how
then we'll be
beautiful
going
this is.
live. Alright, so let's see.
1 minute until showtime.
It's not doing it.
You live? Yes. Hi. I know you.
Yeah, I can get digitally to someone post it. It's not coming up. Right. Oh, Sheila.
Your show will go live in 5 seconds. 4, 3, 2, 1. Blog Talk Radio.
This is Susan Swanbeck, CEO of the ATU Network. This work is protected by Creative Commons licensing.
For the next 2 fun-filled hours, get ready to learn something new, be inspired, enlightened, spooked, help, laugh, cry, and be awakened. And now, your host of Awakening the Unknown. You never know what these two will be up to next. So please welcome Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan.
Hi, everybody.
Well, everybody, as you can see, Michelle is not available, but no worries. We have Stephanie Pereira. She's here with us today, and
Great show in store. Can't wait. Hopefully, everyone will be loading up those questions because we are ready.
we are absolutely ready. I'd like to introduce you guys to Stephen Fielden. Absolutely amazing individual. I was talking to him last night. Not only does he have experience you guys have totally never heard of, And you're really going to hear it here first on the APU Network. He's also an amazing artist. And you probably can see the backdrop, but it's kind of a half the backdrop. So I'm going to ask his permission to actually post. I don't want to post the picture, but if you go over, it's actually a picture of Eddie Mercury. And possibly during the break, I might be able to find a way to post it so you can get a better view of it. But absolutely, absolutely amazing artist. So, Steven, welcome aboard. I mean, literally so excited to have you. I can't wait. Guys, I just put his artwork page up on the Awakening the Unknown page. So literally, you want to go take a look. I mean, the 3D effects, and literally he had to tell me that one of them was a particular type of wood because it looked like he like hand carved it out of metal.
Yeah.
But some of these experiences and things that he's been through, trust me, listen in, tune in, share this. They're going to want to hear it.
Yes. Absolutely.
Welcome!
Welcome, Steve.
Hi. Hi. Nice to be here.
Oh my God, I'm so excited right now. Don't worry, Michelle will be back. She's actually on crutches right now at the moment, so she couldn't get over to the studio unless Mark carried her. You know, let's just know. So, literally, I mean, when I put the title of this show, I put UFO Truth.
Yeah.
Okay, and the reason I put that is because I've never in my entire life ever heard anybody give an explanation of crop circles before.
Yeah. It's there's a lot of falseness in the crop circle community. There's a lot of deception as well, which is created by anything to do with the government, scientists, and stuff like that. They were there at the crop circles in 1987, I think, so 89, and they were the head of the investigation. I had my own UFO team in Bristol, in Bristol Quest, which worked for the Quest International magazine, and we used to get phone calls from people seeing UFOs and followed by this and that. So we used to go investigate, and we used to get them to tell us their experiences, and we would write it down and send it to the magazine. So this would not go to the police or the government. So the thing at the time was, if you see a UFO, go to the police.
Yeah.
So this totally went the other direction. So we were getting all the information that's going straight to the magazine, which was cool. So then our coordinator told us to investigate crop circles in Wiltshire, England, and so we did that. We took our team there and got cameras, but at that time it was big Sony cameras, which like the size of an outboard motor engine, so that you had to carry around. There was no phones or little small video cameras, so carry all this equipment to the crop circles and set it up. So we did. We investigated the crop circles. We're in Silbury Hill, England. These crop circles were on the ley lines. Okay, so it's a totally different experience.
Yep.
Than crop circles anywhere else that were formed. So these crop circles that were on the ley line were flat, completely flat, like a tremendous force made them, like ice skating. And the sides of the circles were crisp, like they were cut. Okay, there was no tough sticking out, there was no roughness. So we sat film there, and they were filming us investigating the circle. There was black caterpillar-shaped things, like energy forms around the team, but it was going around me a lot. And
Yeah, like shadow people.
well, not shadow beings. This is used to shadow beings. It's just like a caterpillar thing moving.
Wow.
Around me and the team. But it, like when we got film back and we were rewinding it, because it was video in those days, and so why is it always going around you? oh, I don't know. I never didn't even see him. See, the video picked it up. So
Wow.
anyway, we then went to Strawberry Hill, which was a hill next to it. That's supposed to be a mound, like a burial mound, or some sort of prehistoric mound. And it took us 10 minutes to climb up it.
Yeah.
When I got to the top, there was this tall, dark shadow being. It stood up, looked at me, and it walked down the side of the hill like it was stuck to it. And this took us 10 minutes to walk up. I mean, if there was a human being and he'd done that, he would just fall down the hill.
Yeah.
Gravity is sort of like logical explanation anyway. And we watched it walk down the hill and turned left and walked to the car park. It was gone. So it was like it was waiting for us. So that was another spooky incident. Anyway, the crop circles that we went in, which were flat and solid on the lake lines, I drew them down because I was an artist. I was there to draw things and stuff. And I got home and I looked at the crop circles and it was all there drawn in front of me. And I was looking through a mysteries book. It just fell upon the page of David Tribesman. And on the back wall of the cave were the crop circles. And I'm like, wow, this is something like out of a film. Yeah? So I couldn't believe it. And I suddenly drew the whole circles out and they formed the solar system, okay?
Yeah, I mean, even just drawing them out himself, I mean, this is before, guys, you have to remember, this is literally all before they had the drones that could fly over in order to get a better visual. So putting together something like that in itself is just a tremendous feat.
Yeah, and it was like, the crop circles that were on the wall of David and Tribesman were symbols for Jupiter and Saturn, okay? And I thought, oh my god, this is crop circles. So the crop circles, these ones anyway, not all of them, these certain crop circles are star patterns, planet patterns.
Wow.
So like I said, I rearranged all of them. There was a big one, which was a sun. There was a small one. There's another small satellite by it. That was Earth. There were two small ones on their own, which was Mercury and Venus. Then there was another crop circle that had one circle with two beside it. And at that time, Mars only had two satellites, which was Phobos and Deimos, whatever these were. So that was Mars. Then there was Jupiter, which was the big one with four satellites around it. And at that time, there was only 4 satellites around Jupiter. So this was about 30 years ago, 40 years ago, before people discovered things. Now Jupiter's got so many, it's like it's unreal. But anyway, then there was a circle planet with satellites around it. I think it was 6 or 4, and that was Saturn. Then there was Neptune, Jupiter, and Uranus. And I found out that Uranus had a ring around it. And this was before the scientists discovered it had a ring around it.
Wow.
It was a couple of months before they discovered, but I found out because this was obviously in the solar system, that this planet had to have a ring. This planet had to be Uranus or Neptune, one of the two. There's another Pluto one. And also there was an astronomical symbol from Mars, which was one of the crop circles. And there was a thing that looked like Stonehenge from the air. Okay, so that was depicting Stonehenge, so that was like something I got to try to figure out what it was, Stonehenge. And also there was another one for another constellation.
That's not right.
Okay?
Wow.
So there's the constellation of Cygnus, I found out. Okay, and Cygnus happens to be the strongest radio source in the universe nearby solar systems. So I figured out that that is where the crop circles came from.
Holy shit.
Okay? And this mess.
I said a bad word. Holy shoot! I would have said the other one.
And this also Cygnus, I found out, was in ancient times was the doorway to heaven. So the crop circles are coming from a so-called doorway to heaven.
Oh,
So it's a message from there.
wow.
And then the crop circles are then transmitted from Cygnus to a planet in our solar system, and then it's relayed from the planet in the solar system to Earth. But it's only done on crops on the ley lines, and that's the true crop circles.
Wow.
All the other ones were. Well, let me put it this way: after I wrote the paper with my kids, the planet crop circles stopped, and then it became pentagrams. Okay,
Right.
and then this was 92 or something like that, and then I found out along the way that pictograms were done by a team paid by the government to put people off the first crop circles. So it changed. Everybody was investigating it.
Well, it makes sense because they literally, they knew this whole time that I mean, anybody to think that we're the only people on this planet right now is ridiculous. So they knew the whole time about aliens and the alien race, and they didn't say anything, and it just kind of recently came out. So yeah.
Yeah. So this, I reckon, the first crop circles have been transmitted for centuries, and just that nobody's been there at the right place at the right time, which I obviously was, to decipher them.
Wow.
And I think it takes somebody with some intelligence to decipher what's going on, find out through intuition what's going on, sort of thing.
Oh.
So anyway, when I was working doing the crop circles, I wrote a paper on it. The thing was, I found a message in the crop circles, and it was. First, I wrote it down. I thought, "Wow, this is mad. This can't be right." So I didn't. Just stopped it, and then I done it again, and the same message come out again. I thought, right, okay. So I stopped it again. I put it down, and my ex-wife said, "Just leave it alone, and you'll see what happens." So I left it alone. Went back to it. The same thing came again. So it was like 3 or 4 times the same message come out. And the thing was, I got the planets written down, and I had the names, and I kept getting letters coming from the planets' names forming the message. Okay? So it's like, this is spooky. This is like something like you see in a Hollywood film or something like that. But the message was return. Okay? For war's return. Then it was Elohim, which I never knew what Elohim was. This is before the internet. The third one was Atlantis.
Right.
And the fourth one was Return of Jesus. And it's like, well, this is heavy stuff, you know.
Right.
So anyway, I found out that the Elohim were a name for the fourth ones. Okay, so there we go. And the thing with Jesus, I think there's going to be a full second coming. And that's the return of Jesus. I don't know if the real Jesus is going to appear. I don't know. But the return of Atlantis, during the stage of 20 years, slowly it's become underwater cities have been discovered, places have been discovered, and then the big one was South Pole, which was a creative base. And that was the main stem of Atlantis, I believe. So anyway, this Corey Good and everybody found Atlantis there, and underneath was supposed to be aliens, Adamites, the fallen ones, whatever. And that's another name for the Elohim is another name for them. So what I discovered 30 years ago, Return of Atlantis, Return of the Elohim, it's now come true. So it's like, right. So I was on my own with this stuff, and nobody believed, but I believe now things are happening at the same time, and yeah, it's pretty scary at the moment. so these things sort of happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I wrote this paper for Quest magazine on my findings. It went to all the conventions in Britain, it went to all the conventions in America. Somebody from the government or CIA got hold of the paper, and a couple of months later, my team was visited by people who wanted to join the team. One was claiming he was a psychic, one was claiming this and that. So they joined the team, and they said, you're going to meet some aliens and see some UFOs. I thought, oh yeah, you're talking about your ass sort of thing, you know what I mean? It's not good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of hard until it just hits you right in the face, and then it's like, don't deny it because you're seeing it right in front of you, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
definitely.
we waited there for 2 hours, and we thought, okay, you're talking rubbish. We went down the hill, and we got to the cars, and I looked up to the left, and I don't know why it had to be me all the time. I looked up to the left, and I see some lights. I said, look, that's it, he's right, it is aliens, or whatever's coming in. We looked and waited, and like, oh, and there was a Hercules transport aircraft, okay?
Wow.
So that went past, and we thought, yeah, well, dude, you're talking at us, we're packing our equipment away. And then I turned to the left again, I said, there's another one. And this time, it was the UFO.
Wow.
And all our cameras stopped. Somebody take pictures now, stopped. We were all dumbfounded, and we just looked at it, and it was massive. I've never seen anything like that in my life, and I've never seen anything in all the studies I've done on UFOs, because there's just been saucers, orbs, different kinds of shapes and stuff. This was a massive V-shaped craft, and it was covered in so many lights you couldn't count them, and it's made of scaffold tubes, loads of tubes, and it hovered to the left of us. It opened up from a V-shaped craft to a long craft.
Wow.
So this means this craft was either flexible or alive, or what I know now is bio-aluminium or bio-alloys.
Yeah.
So obviously it was alive or whatever it was. I can't explain. It was unreal. Then we happened to something. Next thing we knew, I can't remember actually. I think it just disappeared or moved away, because we did have missing time. We found out a couple of days later that the team members were abducted. They were scared, they were frightened, they wanted to leave the group, so they did. They couldn't handle it. And I was taken as well. And I said to this person who said we were going to see these UFOs, why did they come here? They said because they were interested in the team and what they were doing. They were interested in me because of what I found out in the crop circles. And I thought, well, that's understandable. But then he left the team split up. A couple of years later, one of the editors died of a brain hemorrhage. Another editor died of a heart attack. So my team and the magazine were no more. So that was, they definitely done a good job sort of thing on us. But my abductions were very scary at the beginning.
Wow.
I was taken out of the body, as well as physically sometimes. I had blood on my pillows. But when I was taken, it was by reptilians, tall reptilian, a short one, and some beings that had faces and heads like a horse. They were long. They weren't normal reptilian, box-headed sort of beings. They were long snouts. They had hoods on, like mantis bee wear, and I could feel their breath on them, on me, and one of them said to me, "Why is your type of doing in this part of the universe?" I'm like, "What?" And these reptilians were bowing to me and like doing like gestures and stuff. And they were showing me around the craft. They were showing me what we were doing. Um, and it was not a very pleasant experience to remember. But they had production ships where they would uh, I can't, it's difficult at the moment. They would when they would deal with people, like abattoir ships. They'd be messing about with people that should be used with bones in it and stuff, and it's like I don't want to see this sort of thing. But then another abduction was I recognised one of the aliens, and I said, "You're Oriana, aren't you? That's your name, Oriana." And they were shocked, and they dropped me out of my body, and I fell into my body so hard that I had physical bruises on my ribs, and my friends was there to verify it, show me sort of thing, stuff, and that was just the beginning of it, and all through the 90s I was taken, and this ship that took us in the beginning was nothing I've ever seen before, and when I look back on things, it was called the Winchester Ring, and it was also the Phoenix Lights craft, and that was the only craft that was arrived, and it's I don't know if I was on board it when it was over Phoenix, I didn't know, but that was the craft I was on.
Wow.
And it is. I don't know what was doing with Phoenix. I think by the one supplies, because if there's a hospital in Phoenix, that's what they do. They cover the hospitals. They pick up fluids, body parts, anything that they can get hold of to feed these, because they survive off it. And also the craft, if it's biological, it needs to feed off things too. So they use body parts out of people, cattle, anything to feed these crafts and to feed the computers on it. Because they have bio computers on there, which run on plasma.
Right.
And food. So, the ship's got to survive, they got to survive. And that's how they do it. So, I think that's one reason why it's the other reason was to show off, I suppose, or to create a scenario called Phoenix Lights. Because if it wasn't there would be no Phoenix Light scenario, you know what I'm trying to say. If something's got to start for something to fall on, you know?
Yeah.
It's like Roswell. If that didn't happen, then it would be the Roswell scenario, or what the other one in England, which was it Brent Waters? Stuff like that. These UFOs don't appear, then scenarios won't happen.
Wow.
Sort of thing.
Wow.
Just slow down a minute. I think I'm going before my mind. Yeah, so over the times I've been, the abductions stopped in 2000, and then I was picked up by another sort of race of beings. It's nothing to do with the ones before. This was totally different. I went in, came out of the body, and I went to this great big scarlet coloured doorway which opened up. And I went through this doorway and met beings that recognised me, and I recognised them, and I felt at home there. And I was laughing and joking and stuff. And I kept having, that's how the abductions were going for a couple of years, going to that place, meeting people, and then coming back, and then I lost my marriage because of stuff, and then different things happened when I moved out of my house to another place. It was different abductions, I remember being in the same. I was in my bedroom, but it wasn't my bedroom. It was black and white, and there were people saying to me, why are you here? Why you do this? Why you this and that?" And they wanted to fight me and stuff, and it was all confusing. And I felt things being taken away from me.
Why do you feel you were chosen?
I don't know. Like I said, I was at the crop circle place at the right place at the right time. I don't understand. It was my life in it. But when I got back, it was meant to be sort of thing. You understand what I'm trying to say? Well,
Yeah.
at the time, you live in the experience.
Right.
You don't think, why is this happening? You know, what's going to happen? You just fall into it, and that's your life. But when you look back on it, it's all meant to happen for a reason.
Right.
Right.
But like I said, with these aliens at the beginning, for them to bow to me, show me what they're doing, like I was some sort of hierarchy, and they were saying, "Is this good enough?" It's like, this is scaring the shit out of me. What do you mean, is it good enough? You know? I'm seeing rooms full of skulls and skeletons of bones and production lines with people on it. You know, what's good about this? You know, and it was like, if you've ever seen the craft around Saturn's rings, there's supposed to be UFOs around Saturn's rings. I think they're the production crafts as well, because they were massive production crafts. And like I said, it's not good for me then, and it's not good to remember some of these things as well. I think my experience has been different to most people's experiences. But the thing was, when I was taken, they look into your mind, and they don't expect you to look back into theirs. But I actually looked back into theirs, and the thing that was going to happen to this planet, and it all coincides with the crop circle stuff.
Right.
Return of the Elohim. There's going to be a big deception going on with disclosure. And I think anything to do with the government, any aliens to do with the government, is not going to be good.
Yeah, now we talked about that a little bit, as far as like the Earth's core, the report that I actually ran across, there was something actually going on close to the Earth's core, where God, I read this report and I'm trying to remember. There were some there's governments working with some of the aliens that's actually causing the Earth's core itself to not function the way that it should, and that's what was actually causing some issues within the environment and within the Earth right now.
It's all part of the plan. It's all part of the play or the game.
Right.
Because life is a big game, all right, and what's going to happen in the near future is scenarios to be played out with force invasion, force aliens. You know, their intentions are not good,
Right.
But they're probably going to be portrayed by the government or NASA as the good guys or first contact. But the crop circles was a warning to mankind with the return of the Elohim, return of Atlantis and stuff. It was telling people that this is going to be dangerous. It's not going to be, how can I put it? Well, it's not going to be what everybody wants. This life is so, everybody wants aliens to be the aliens to save you, aliens to be that, this and that. And I think they're at a great point where they can deceive people. You understand what I'm trying to say? They're at their advantage where they can come and be the good guys, but they're not.
Wow.
See, because there are good guys out there. There's a war going on outside the planet.
Yeah, there is.
And it all ties in with big stuff as well.
Yeah, I noticed. I've been seeing and reading a lot of things that they say that that aliens have been here for so long that they've even started, mating with humans, and that a lot of people are walking around that are actually descendants of alien form.
Exactly.
So it makes me wonder if there's a way to track these people that go through the same situations that you've gone with abduction and stuff. Is there something in the DNA that can show it, that can connect it?
That's why there's a sale on DNA tests. As far as Ancestry.com is very popular right now. Literally, we discussed this too. And you have all these things, and that's why, because they want to know all these different blood types. And
Absolutely.
is there something in the DNA?
Why would they want to know the blood types? Why suddenly now would they want to know if people are aliens or not?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know.
I think more people are aware. More people are
think
seeing
that
the connections and
right.
are going through
Exactly.
similar things that, like your story, and
Yep.
it's like there's just things that you just can't make it up.
No.
It's just not possible.
Literally.
You have to live it. You have to go through it. And there are certain people out there that just it's just amazing what they've gone through, and a lot of people like yourself don't tell their story because in the normal world.
Yeah.
I put my quotation.
We're not normal.
We're not. This
No.
type of thing doesn't exist, and I don't believe it.
Yeah, at
I
least
believe
it
that
didn't.
it's out there.
Right, exactly. It
So-
didn't exist back then.
Yeah.
But now it was. So more, it's like what I say. More people are awakening. They're waking up.
Yeah, they are
Basically.
now because 20 or 30 years ago, when I was discovered this message in the circles, there was no internet,
Right.
Exactly.
right? So I didn't know what Elihem were, and I discovered that the Elihem are named for the fallen ones and stuff like that. But anyway, in the past, extraterrestrials did visit the planet, and they were called gods, this and that. So they were called Elihem, sort of thing. The human beings gave them the name Elihem. If you look back in the past, that's their name for extraterrestrials, right? So that means return of the Elihem means return of the extraterrestrials.
Right.
That means if they're going to return, that means either an invasion or a fake invasion. So I predicted in crop circles an invasion as well. That's part of the message. But it's going to be not good. That's what the crop circles is a war. And I thought it was good. I thought return of Elihem, some aliens, blah blah blah. And I find out what the Elihem were, and they're not good. Not good at all.
Now, when you started investigating, were you like paranormally investigating spirits, or were you always interested in the alien aspect of things?
I was interested. It started in 1978 when I was getting my age away now. When I was like 14 or 15, and it started with an Unexplained magazine, which came out, and I was fascinated. I bought the whole series. I read it twice, 3 times, and I used to look to the skies, and I would see things, but then I would dismiss them because I didn't know what they were. And then I got married, and I formed a team from a newspaper article saying Quest Magazine wants people in their cities to start teams. I think we were the only team in England that started, and we were pretty big and we were pretty good at what we were doing. And it just led to that. It's one thing led to another. Like I said, it's just life. You walk through it with open eyes or sometimes with blind eyes.
Yes.
And these things happen. And I was obviously meant to form the team, to be there, to discover the crop circles, to be abducted, this and that, blah, 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 to now.
Exactly.
To now. And like I said, it's all, it's stopped in the room. There's been no, I've got pictures of you, I've sent you pictures of them.
Yes, quite a few. I wasn't sure what I was allowed to share with others and what I wasn't, but you did. Yeah, you
just in my city, and I spent ages going to places looking for them, and these have been over my house in the city. I walk along, I look up, and I just take pictures, and
yeah.
want it to be these things, you know? So they're still around. but there is a big battle going on outside the planet, and I think it's going outside the system. Good versus evil, positive, negative. This has been a universal conflict for years and stuff.
Exactly.
But going back to you're saying that there are aliens in the past. These aliens now, okay, in the present, can travel back to the past. So they can go back to the past now, set up something in the past, and then so it comes back to the future. So it happens now.
Yes.
Understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah. Oh,
The
definitely.
scenario happened now. Scenario happened now. But they've been doing it all through time. And what they do is they just wipe things out and start again. I mean, you find where did all the Aztec nations go? They worship gods. They sacrifice to the gods. You know,
Right.
That was the god's way of getting organs and blood and stuff. You
Right.
understand?
Oh yeah, definitely.
To get them to sacrifice all this stuff to the gods, to please
Exactly.
the gods, and it was pleasing the gods because it was all the glands that were huge bodies. They collect them, take them away, and it was like goes up to 7-Eleven to get stuff. You know, that's what the thing in the past was. The times in the past were the whole gods and gods concept was just to collect organs and stuff to feed the gods. And that was it.
Exactly.
So, like I said, that's what they're planning to do in the future. That's what the message is to warn people what's going to happen in the future. But I believe there is a goodness in the universe which is fighting this negativity. I think they're going to win, but it's just waking people up now to what's going to happen.
Exactly, and that's what it is. There's this in the metaphysical world. Is this grand awakening that's actually happening right now, where a lot of people that normally weren't in the realm of awareness have started to wake up, so to speak, is what we call it. So with all the awakening that's happening, you know, people are becoming more and more aware, and they're also more aware of the earth and everything else that's been happening at the same point as well.
Well, now they are because
Yeah.
when I started, it was just the magazine, and I think it was Linda Moulton Howe started up.
Right.
Lee Schreiber, his book just came out. I think that was about it. And now you look online, there's Corbin Good, and there's all these other people that are David Icke as well. This was before David Icke appeared on the scene. Everybody's making people wake up, and I've learned a lot through the past, and it's all added to my thing on the crop circles, and it all seems to fit in. Everything I've done about it fits in,
Yeah.
like a jigsaw puzzle, you know.
Yeah.
And it's like I've come to the end now where I don't need to learn it or know anymore. I just need to get what I've done out into the public, sort of thing.
Right.
The message and stuff. If you look at all of it, you see it does coincide with events that happen now. Like I knew it was going to happen in the past, but there's the time. Somebody said to me, it's like the end of days. In some ways, it is really, but not for mankind. I think it's in the end of days for negative beings and stuff. And like I said, the UFO arena is is a perfect place for deception, and that's why I haven't worked in it. I haven't come forward with my stuff. I've just stayed out of it. I've done what I've done. I'm not getting involved with it. So I've got a couple of friends. Simon Parks is one of them. Winston Keach is another one who done crop circle research, and he actually filmed extraterrestrials in the crop circles.
Wow.
But these were not the ones I deciphered. These were the pictograms, the artistic designs and stuff. But now they're done by the government aliens and by satellites as well.
Right.
Because otherwise they would be around when I deciphered crop circles. You can understand what I'm trying to say?
Oh,
It would
yeah.
be them. Well, it would be them as well, but they weren't around then. Because they don't have the technology to for the satellites to create, for the aliens that are working alongside the government to do things.
Exactly.
To
Yeah.
do it, you know. Otherwise, it would have been there at the same time I was there as well, but it wasn't. So, like I said, there's a big deception in the crop circles, big deception. There's lots of people that poo-poo things and meant to be disinformation stuff. Like I said, I know what I've done was right. I know in my own mind it was correct. I love it. I mean, people look at me, no, you know things are right. Do you get that?
Oh, yeah.
And people tell you this and that is this. No, it's not, because I know it's right. You know, you say it's like you go to the cinema and they say, "Oh, Star Wars was rubbish," and then you go there and you watch it for yourself. You think, "No, you're wrong. I'm right. I like Star Wars films," sort of thing. You know? That's the same thing with ufology and crop circle stuff. You know,
Right.
you've got your own base, your own strength to know what's right. If you've got that concept, then nobody can change, you know, what you think, sort of thing.
Exactly. I know exactly how you feel. Yeah. Sometimes it's just you just have to do what you have to do.
Yeah,
you know?
That's right.
You know, I've just been out of the ordinary myself since 4.5. So yeah, I understand that. I really do.
It was like I've been doing this for 30 years, and when I found out Corey Good and all these other people discovered Atlantis in the South Pole, it's like, well, that's it. You know what I found out was correct. The South Pole base was the main creative base on the planet.
Yeah, that was the one that was because there was a couple of them I watched, but that was the one that was actually under the water where you could see some of the remains of Atlantis still, right?
Yeah, this is another one. This was part of it because Atlantis was I don't think Atlantis was just part of an island that's sank, I think, but there's more to it than just what Plato said. All right, there's things that went beyond Atlantis. There was times before Atlantis. Again, there was times before the times before Atlantis. It goes back so many. Not what history tells you, is what you know, is what you feel. It goes back further than Atlantis, and I believe that there were created beings on this planet before, and the planet was like a supermarket for genetics. People would come and pick up genetic stuff and go and see the other planets and go and do this and that. You know, good people, good creatives and stuff.
Right.
And I believe that the evil or the fallen ones fell from battle, came here through Stargate and through space as well, and just took over this planet and made it for their own self and created like mutants and highly present stuff you read about in the past, like minotaurs and stuff, and giants.
Yep.
That was all their creations. It wasn't, and I believe these fallen ones have broken universal law. Right? There's creative codes and stuff, and I reckon they've broken that, and I think they know they've done it, and I think there's a bigger creative force coming here to deal with them. That's my belief anyway. But like I said, other people got their concepts of things. I've got my concepts. I've got my stuff with the circles, which unfortunately has come true in my sort of eyes. And yeah, the abduction stuff, it still carries on. But if you get used to it after 30 years, you don't sort of be scared or be apprehensive. It just happens, sort of thing.
Yeah.
And I do feel for people that do go through it, because some of it's bad for the people, and they get abducted by certain other factions that are not good, sort of thing. And these factions are just using them for experiments and stuff. And I believe some of them are massive abducted as well, because you look on stuff, there's pictures of people being on massive ships and they're all let down. There are massive abductions, and people don't realise it, because I've seen people change, you know, for no reason at all. I don't know if you have as well. Have you ever experienced people, one minute they're okay, next minute they're totally different, changed?
Yes. Yes, just recently. Yes, I have. I've experienced that a couple of times.
Yeah, this is mass abductions. People are being mass abducted,
Yeah.
and chips put in them being controlled, and they're becoming part of a hive sort of thing, a hive mentality, and it's all connected with governments and stuff. So, yeah, but if you look from other angles and stuff, you see things differently.
So how are you guys feeling out there right now about the topic of conversation that we're having? If you have any questions, please chat them right over to us so we can see what's going on in the chat room right now. Or you can call in case you have a question at 563-999-3002. We're going to be going to a break in about 11 minutes. We'll be going to the break at the top of the hour, but we will be back, and we're definitely going to discuss some of his artwork and some of the other things that information. I just think the information is amazing. I really do. I'm enjoying the conversation, and the chat room's quiet, so I think they're enjoying it too.
I know, it's very interesting. I like you were just talking about Atlantis and all that, and I actually, before the show, I was reading up on an article I came across on the internet, and it was saying how a lot of the ascended masters are actual aliens from different planets that have come to us here on Earth to spread the word, a message. And I'm wondering if there's a connection, because a lot of times people, again, going back to that whole DNA thing, if people can pinpoint a history in their family, if these things are reoccurring over and over again, or they're getting messages from their masters to spread the word. And I believe that not all of them are good. I'm sure there are a lot out there that are bad, and unfortunately, like you say, it wasn't a good experience a lot of the time for you or for these other people. So unfortunately, not knowing who's coming is very hard to grasp. And I think that's interesting that you mentioned the Atlantis thing.
Yeah, because they can. Negative beings can perform a play, and this is what this is going to be. It's going to be a play, and they're going to act upon it, because in the past the fallen ones paraded themselves as gods, and people fell for it and worshipped them as gods, not God but gods, and they played on it. It was the God game, and they fed upon it, and they used their human beings' devotion to them to collect. Harvest stuff for them, to feed them, to feed their creations, and to feed their craft and technology. It goes on. I think it's changed from today. So what happened in the past is the same thing as happened today. They've been doing it all through the timelines, but parading themselves as gods, and like I said, feeding themselves. They fed their egos, and they fed their bodies with sacrifices.
Exactly, because if you're looking at it, you have the gods and then you have the titans.
Right.
So there's good and bad, and the titans were the ones that actually demanded a lot of the sacrifices.
Right.
But some of the other gods did not, depending on if you're going back into Greek mythology and what it is that you're looking at. So there's definitely good and bad in everybody.
Absolutely.
And it goes on to the cattle mutilations as well.
Yeah.
That's the same thing. They've been doing it for centuries, taking cattle, taking people.
Right.
But
it's
recently,
nice
it's been come to the mind sort of thing,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. And you hear a lot of the stories can almost not that they're exactly the same, but their accountants of what's going on happens over and over and over or over again. Whether it's someone from America or from UK or from Africa, there's people out there that are having the same things happening to them. And you know what? Some of these people don't have access to internet like we do. They're in rural places and places that you're lucky if they even have electricity. So if something's happening, if they can actually sit there and tell you a story that's almost parallel to what you went through, or someone went through, it's like how is that be? How can that be? There's no way. Like there's a connection somewhere, and hopefully someday we'll be able to get it and figure it all out.
Exactly.
But,
Exactly.
you know, in the meantime, you know, your journeys like yours and other people's is what we're going to use as the pieces of the puzzle to put it together.
Yeah, because it's the age of you could open your eyes now because you've got the technology and stuff. In the past, you couldn't do it, and in the past, people dumbed to the process of control and to the game of the god sort of thing, you know.
Right.
They just thought they were gods, and they done what if the gods wanted sacrifices, they do it. They didn't look into what they were or how false they were. They were just doing it to collect their food and their stuff to power their ships and computers and stuff, and to create clones. Because it's all done through burning process. It's all done through like false ambiotic fluid, and it's all done through like I said, when giants mated with human females in the past, I don't think it could be physically possible. You know, I think they could think of stuff from the female humans and then add giant genetics to it. Because you imagine a 36-foot tall giant trying to penetrate a human female. I don't think that's going to happen, do you?
No.
You know what I mean?
No.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah, and
So
like, sorry, like the sorry, go ahead, honey.
They've done it through genetics.
Yeah.
See? But in the past, the human beings just were that dumb. They would see things in their way,
Right.
not our way, not in the times now. So you have to look back and say, try and think like they would think, you know? And they would see things like aliens and UFOs as stars and gods and flying ships and stuff. They portrayed like the Sumerians with flying wings on them. They didn't have wings, but that just said that they were flying. So you're trying to think simply instead of, you know, like scientifically sort of thing. You have to go back and think like them.
Exactly,
So,
like
yeah,
the pyramids of Egypt. I mean, really, back in the day, really quite difficult for someone with no tools to actually put something together like that. So,
Yeah.
I mean, they literally, and then the shapes and the way the sizes are, I mean, they have to be a macro of some kind.
They were done by giant beings. They weren't made from
Exactly.
stuff. They were created by giants, and they were created before the flood, all right?
Yeah.
And before the Atlantis, and they were created in the times before Atlantis. It goes all the way back. See, carbon dating history and stuff isn't correct, right?
Right.
Not correct. So, like the Sphinx, and it's got water erosion around it. So that means it was covered in water right up to its neck. So
Wow.
so there was a flood, and you think as well, what's at the bottom of the sea?
Huh.
Can you tell me what's at the bottom of the sea? What's at the bottom of the sea? Sand.
Sand, yeah.
So that means every desert was the bottom of the ocean. So that means that there's things underneath the desert as well. So that means that the whole climate, the whole Earth was different then. And you look at the Grand Canyon, that's all water eroded.
Yep.
You know, how can people didn't carve it out? That was eroded by water. So the Grand Canyon was a sea, was a lake, was lots of things in the past.
Right.
So it's like we exist on the high plains of Atlantis. You understand that? The high ground.
Yes.
The low ground is all under the sea. All of it's under the sea. So, and like I said, it's got lots of stuff. But the main thing is the creative base at the South Pole. There's another one at the North Pole as well. Because they were, the pole shifted in the past, so that it froze the bases, if you know what I mean, because of the evil that was going on there. I don't know if God done it or some extraterrestrials done it, but that's the reason why it's all frozen over.
Right.
So,
Wow. All right, well, we're getting close to the top of the hour, so we are going to take a short break. And as I promised, a short pause for the cause over here. And as I promised, you will be able to see this fantastic artwork of Eddie Mercury, actually drawn by Stephen Fielding himself. And we'll be right back right after these messages.
okay.
We'll be right back with more of Awakening the Unknown after a quick message from our sponsor. This episode has been brought to you by Crystal Expectations. Crystal Expectations is located at 854 Brock Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts. They're also located on the web at crystalexpectations.org. Crystal Expectations has been in the business for 30 years. The owner, CJ Gomes, is an expert on crystals, feng shui, and a practitioner for 40 years. Their leader, Dr. Gary Gomes, is a well-known Vedic astrologer and Swami. Both are Reiki masters, and all kinds of predictive services are offered, such as love, career, and health. And low-cost remedies are provided. They have jewelry and statues of deities from all religions, incense, candles, books, and other items reasonably priced. So visit Crystal Expectations, located at 854 Brock Ave in New Bedford, Massachusetts, or on the web at crystalexpectations.org.
Just absolutely love that voiceover by Cody Ray. I do. I love that voiceover. So, welcome back to Awakening the Unknown, ATU Network. Yeah, I mean, Healing Sundays will not be going on tomorrow, but stay tuned. We're going to do a short revamp, and as always, if you would like to become a guest or you have a topic of conversation you feel you need to hear on, please Feel free to email us at atunetwork@gmail.com. And as always, every single episode will be on iHeartRadio. So you can tune right into iHeartRadio, ATU Network, and download your favorite episode from there. And if you'd like to become a sponsor for the ATU Network, you would like to have your commercial played on air, please send us a message, give us a call. We have plenty of sponsorship packages available. So, those of you on the break, Stephen Fielding, we're back with him now. How you doing, honey?
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Good. Literally, how many of you guys seen that fantastic photo of Eddie Mercury? Literally, you could see it through the entire backdrop on Facebook, and I have to say, you are extremely talented.
Yes.
Very talented. I mean, how long have you been drawing?
I was drawing since I was 5 years old.
Wow.
But things changed after I was abducted. My artwork became more better, I would say. And I used to teach art therapy to people.
Yeah.
And I learned art therapy myself, and I learned to channel my feelings through my body to the paper, which was a great additive to my artwork. And then I learned this, and I taught other people.
Wow.
This is when I was about 35. And then someone started drawing intensely. Like I was a madman, you know?
Yeah.
I just couldn't stop drawing. But recently, past year, it started off. Like, I felt somebody's taken it away from me. But it's, I don't know, I think it's either through too much Facebook or too much mind control stuff, watching TV or stuff.
Yeah.
That can mess with your head a bit. I need more get away sort of thing. To try and, oops.
She dropped something. Oops, there it went. Case came off and everything on that one.
Okay, yeah, so I need to get back to my creative flow. I think there's a lot of people I know who I put on Facebook a lot of my flow, and a lot of people said that they've lost theirs as well. I don't know if it's something to do with the planets or the planet or whatever blocking a creative flow that comes to this planet. I don't know, but it's like not just me, it's other people as well. So it could be just like but there is a shield around this planet, magnetic shield, which people call the ozone layer, but it's not really. It's a shield to stop people coming in, and the hole in the ozone layer so that UFOs and stuff go out in and out. It's a way for them to come in and out, sort of thing. But if it's getting stronger, which I believe it is, it's going to block stuff out, sort of thing, you know?
Yeah. No, that the piece that I seen that's actually behind you right now. Now the wood, was that like hand sculpted?
Yeah.
Because when I looked at it, I thought it was metal. Literally, guys, you got to see this because it looks like he's like hand carved by metal. Now, did you hand carve that piece?
Yeah, I cut the frame to size. I stretched the canvas over it. I put the dowel in at the back, and I painted it as well. It's all handmade.
Isn't it?
It is. It's
It is. I look at it and I see beauty.
Now,
It's gorgeous.
Are these images that you're painting, some of them, are they from your abduction, like things you've seen? Are you trying to express a lot of what you've seen and what you've been told through your artwork?
Yeah, it's supposed to be Mars, the landscape of Mars, sort of thing.
Wow.
The redness, and the moon and stuff.
Yeah.
You can't see it, but it's and
It is beautiful. It really is beautiful. All right.
Through the abductions, my artwork has changed completely, and I do portraits and stuff, but I'd rather do stuff in my mind.
Right.
Which sort of like develop my mind in some sort of way. Maybe maybe they I don't know. The good aliens that took me anyway, not the bad ones. I don't know, but like I said, I seem to have lost it at the moment. I've had a drink problem, which that didn't help either, because when you are taken, you sort of like you live in two worlds. You live in this world, and you live in the abduction world, and it's like sometimes it can mess your head up, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It really can.
It can. So you need to keep a straight head, sort of thing. But like I said, at the time of the pop circle stuff, the message I was like, I wasn't drinking then, so maybe that's probably a good thing. You know. But yeah,
Maybe.
just briefly on the synopsis on the pop circles message. I believe that it's the first contact.
Okay.
Exactly.
If I wasn't there, nobody would know what's going on, because NASA, the government, want to go for first contact, and they're hiding stuff. And when first contact through them happens, it's not going to be a good first contact, sort of thing. That's why the message was. That's why I was there to decipher the message for the warning, to warn people about things. Sort of thing. But that's my belief, and I believe that, like I said, it's been going on for years and years, and nobody was there to decipher it. It just kept cutting the corner, and what was it, sort of thing, you know?
Right.
But
Definitely.
Yeah, so be warned, people, you know? Don't believe NASA or the government, what they're going to do, sort of thing.
No, but
But yeah, my art is, I don't know, like I said, it's so I play music, well, I write poems too. That seems to have died down a bit, but I've never had. I tried to sell more writing, but it's not happened. So even in my city, I've been doing it for 12 years, and it was interesting. It's like, yeah, maybe if I was on another planet, I could buy it. You know what I mean? But so it'd be nice to sell some of it anyway.
now the piece that you did with the dragon that you showed me,
Yeah.
was that one from experience, or that one just something from your own mind?
Well, I would do commissions for people, because I love people, so what people would do if they're nice. It would come from me. I think I copied the dragon for someone, but then I added my own interpretation to it, sort of mutated it to my sort of designs and stuff, and then I've done the background to it. And I've done it for somebody's birthday present, but then I'm going to be honest now, every artwork I've done, everybody's nice and enthusiastic, but when you've done it for them, they don't want to know. Yeah? Sort of like lose interest in you and stuff. I don't know if that's human nature, I don't know, but they never asked me again to do so. It's always a one-off sort of thing. So I'm more of a one-off artist. I wouldn't do reproductions of stuff, you know.
Right.
So what you get from me is what you get, sort of thing, you know. But yeah, the dragon thing was great. But I'll post you the picture of with the background as well, because what you got on there is just t-shirt design.
Yeah, it's the sketch, but the sketch itself it's so, when you're sketching, it's so 3D-ish, literally. And even though it's a flat piece of paper, it's not, because when you look at it, the detail in there is amazing.
Yeah. Thanks. It's a kind of magic. I sound like Queen then. No, it's the kind of magic sort of process when you do art. My art doesn't. I don't plan my art; it just grows. You know, you can think as hard as you want. Can I do it this way? Can I do it? I just go, no, just do it, and it just comes out of you. That's part of the art therapy thing. So that's what happens. Art is a flowing process, sort of thing.
So so you have, like Stephanie was saying, you have painted a few of your memories and things that you've seen, because besides the piece with Mars behind you, there was another one I think you sent over to me last night, and it was similar to that one, but it was different. The coloring in the U was different. It was really pretty.
Yeah, it was blue. Blue is like
yeah.
I'd done that when I was married, when I was happy, when everything was nice and positive, and I could, my creative flow could flow really good. But I don't know if I can do it now. But that was a certain good time feeling sort of venture there.
Wow.
Yeah, like with portraits, I've got to like have sort of a connection with the person in the picture. It's a lovely connection, really. Like you've got to either. If I draw a pretty woman, I kind of like secretly fall in love with her and sort of in my own mind create create it in my own mind. I don't be like perfect. Just falling up with somebody, doing the picture, and the picture's done, and they're gone, sort of thing. That's it. It's done through love, man. My artwork is done through love as well.
Yeah, because literally, I mean, your art, I knew exactly who everybody is. I knew who Ozzy was. I knew who Sharon Osbourne is. Literally, I'm looking at it, I was like, I know this one, I know this one. And
Dio, that one was the next one.
Yeah,
Victor,
literally.
love that one. Love that
Which
one.
one's that?
Dio.
Yeah.
Yes.
I've done that for a tribute for when he died.
Yes.
And I done it, and I sent it to his wife.
Oh, that's awesome. My husband's a big fan of Dio too, so I showed him yesterday. I'm like, look at this one. This one's Dio. He's like, oh, that's cool.
Brilliant. No, I could send you a print. I suppose I get one printed off for you.
Oh, that's awesome.
But yeah, it's all done with love and feelings and compassion, sort of thing.
So so it's like your art reflects what it is that you're actually going through. So, there's a couple of other pieces in there that are what I would like to call like fantasy type pieces, like something my brother would paint. My brother's a painter, not a drawer, but it's the fantasy, the woman one with I don't know if it was scales. I'd have to pull it up to take a look at it, but it was like a fantasy type setting with her. About what time was that when you drew that one?
Well, funny enough, this was all done before computer art started. Okay?
Wow.
I was doing this before computer art, and then computer art started, and they were doing exactly the same things that I was doing. But this was computers. So it's like, well, I must be like way ahead of things, before computer art started. And then that sort of upset me, because I thinking, like, I'm doing this out of my own mind, and these people are using computers to do their art. It's exactly the same as mine. So then my sort of enthusiasm for art died down, because people would create perfect pictures with computers.
I can't.
You know what I mean? So
I can't.
Pissed me off a bit, so I thought, great. So, I just stopped doing it for a bit and just carry on with the portraits and doing fantasy art in my mind, like spaceships, biological spaceships. There's one in there I posted to you.
Yeah.
Bio spaceship and stuff. And I've done a lot of artwork for Star Wars actors as well. Not the main characters, but people that have been in the films.
Right.
And, they love my work. I had to sign my artwork for them. It's like, wow, you should be buying more stuff from me, I've done stuff for WWF wrestlers. There was Brutus the Barber Beefcake. I've done this portrait, and I posted the picture of it. He loved it. He took it back to the States with him. I've done a tugboat as well. He loved my artwork. He wanted me to sign it. And he took it back to England. Until he moved to the States with him. I represented Freddie Mercury to Brian May. And his manager said, "Is that a picture?" Photograph. I said, "No, it's a portrait I've done of Freddie Mercury." He said, "Well, get the cue and give it to Brian and stuff, and put your name in the back and get back to you." But sadly enough, they didn't get back to me. So, at least I've got a memory of an achievement sort of thing, and met Brian May and stuff.
That really is an amazing piece. It really is.
Oh, yeah, it's so strange as well. So she said it was a photograph. I said it was a picture.
Because that's how detailed.
Yeah, that's how good it is.
That's what it is. That's how detailed your work is. Your work is so detailed that you can see every curve and nook and cranny and every aspect of the emotions that you were trying to portray when you were drawing it.
Well, the thing was, though, I mean, Queen and the music, when I first started, I had a lot of problems. I was being bullied a lot and stuff and depressed, but their music lifted me up. And I thought, well, what can I do to repay what they've done for me, sort of thing. So, out of love and respect for Freddie Mercury, I've done that with every single ounce of creativity. I've done that with that sort of thing. And that's what happened. I think that's my love and respect for Freddie and for Queen as well. That's all come out on that picture, sort of thing.
Wow. I mean,
so it's not just coldly done, it's done with everything I can possibly have in my being to do it.
Now, your artwork itself, do you sell it do you print it or have it printed on T-shirts, and you have a place where somebody can go and have it printed on T-shirts or coffee mugs or anything like that?
I've got a friend who does it on mugs. I'm just starting somebody doing it on T-shirts. I get printed, but like I said, nobody wants it in my city. Nobody wants it. Few people can get it, but I've got nowhere to sell it to.
Huh.
See, my city is all like graffiti art and street art, and my city, there's pictures of my city. I go in every gallery and there's pictures of my city. It's like, I'm not going to do that. I live in Bristol. I'm not going to draw pictures of Bristol. It's like living on the moon, pictures of moon rocks. You don't want to do that sort of thing, So
Right.
It's difficult to sell my art in England.
Well, that's why you're here. We're not in England. We're over in the States, and I did share your page, and again, for everybody, it's called, let's click on over to the page, but it's called Bio Steampunk Art. So go to Bio Steampunk Art on Facebook. Literally look him up, contact him, drop him a message. This artwork and this detail literally is absolutely amazing. I mean, get yourself these wonderful coffee cups and the T-shirts that are coming, and it's worth sharing. It's really, especially with Christmas coming.
Christmas is coming.
Christmas is coming, guys. Come on, the Queen movie just came out in theaters down here. Okay, you want something amazing in your hand. Yeah, there you go. Come on. You gotta go purchase this stuff. Somebody loves dragons, go over to see him at his site. Somebody likes fantasy, go over. I mean, literally, he's got some amazing stuff over here.
And this is why I always am pro for people with their artwork, because you're going to get a gift like this. It's personal.
Exactly.
Nobody else is going to have it. It's not like you can just walk into Walmart and buy 3 or 4 of these mugs. These are something that's unique to him. It's his own personal touch. And to me, that is so much more than just a regular, go to the mall and pick up this thing. Same thing.
Yeah, like the hand knit scarf. I had to teach myself to knit.
It just is, like you said, when you put your love into it,
exactly,
it's always going to be 1,000 times better.
Right.
Always.
Yeah. Exactly. Like, guys, you listen to me talk about baking all the time.
What's your special ingredient? I have a special ingredient.
Well, it depends what I'm making, because not just that, but like the New York style cheesecakes that I make, or all the homemade stuff that I make. I mean, literally, it's a piece of myself I put in there.
That's right.
And I don't have the artistic talent. I have the baking talent. Well, we brought you somebody that has artistic talent. Christmas is coming. Let's go, guys. Come on. Go over to that page.
Check it out. And
you gotta check them out.
He's got all kinds of stuff on there. I mean, even the Marilyn Manson. I mean, there was a lot.
Yeah, Marilyn Manson. There was another one. Yep. Literally.
That's my own concept as well. I've done 2 concepts. There's 3 concepts of Marilyn Manson. And also done artwork for Playboy models online as well. They were 2 of them very nice. They've got a fantasy one for Veronica Jack, and another project for Tiffany Holiday, Playboy as well. Okay. And she loved it. She's very, called me Mr. Fielding and stuff, so no, call me Steve, I'll do your portrait for you. She loved this sort of thing. But this was probably 8 years ago when I first started on MySpace, I think it was, if everybody knows what MySpace is.
Oh God, I remember that.
Everybody migrated from there to Facebook.
Yep. Wonder what the next one's going to be.
I don't know. I prefer MySpace myself because there's so much.
ATU Network, that's the next one. There you go, the next big There you go, that's us, ATU Network. But literally, you got to look them up. Holidays run short. Everything's coming from the UK. In case you place an order, so get your orders in there. Go over, send them a message, get them in there.
Thank you. Like I said, I'm just starting doing T-shirts with my friends. So, it's not going to be quick in the moment with T-shirts, but mugs and prints, yeah.
Definitely. Oh, come on. We're coffeeholics over here. There's something you can put coffee in, so,
Yeah, that's right.
There you go. Gotta have your coffee. Gotta have your caffeine in the morning. Or your tea, or your hot chocolate, or hot apple cider, whatever you want to put in it. It's perfect. Come on.
Yeah.
There you go. Hot apple cider. There you go.
Yeah, that's cool.
This literally, I mean, the stuff that you're drawing, it's so, I don't know, the passion behind it, the detail behind it.
Yeah, that's nice because that's not all of it as well. I just showed you some bits and pieces.
Yeah, I love it. Literally love it.
Thank you so much. That's an honor. Thank you so much.
Oh no, thank you for sharing. It's amazing.
There it is.
Yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
So when you I'm trying to think of how I want to question
Just
this.
how you want to question this?
Yeah, how I want to ask this question.
Here's
I'm
a
not
question.
sure. So when you do, I noticed you started doing. You said you do work with music as well.
Yeah.
And I noticed you play the guitar. I did notice a few videos on YouTube, which if anybody wants to go on YouTube and check him out, he's on YouTube as well. Do you find yourself going back to that passion with music?
Yeah, at the moment I'm a bit stuck, but I picked up my guitar and started playing some stuff. I still got it there. It's just mental blocks, I think. But I've been suffering with chest infection and sinus problems for the past couple of months. And that can really mess things up, you know.
Oh,
Yeah, it can. It really can.
Yeah. It can give you like brain fog, and brain blockage, and stuff like that. Which,
Well, brain farts. I call them brain
Yeah.
farts.
That's it.
That's it. I call them brain farts. That's it. Just
Yeah,
a pocket of air every now and then that goes through your brain when you can't remember
Yeah.
something. Yep.
Yeah.
Brain
That's
farts.
I
But
wrote some poetry on the atomic bomb of Dr. Hiroshima, and I've done one on the concentration camps,
oh,
and that really got to me. I wasn't sure if I got to so much, I just had to write a poem about it, and I got it out on paper, which is the best sort of thing to get out. If you've got anything wrong with you, you can't let it go around in your head, you've got to get it out.
Yep.
And paper or go and buy a punch bag or do something to get it out, because you can't, like I said, I'm taught in art therapy, you can't, that's the whole point of art therapy, is to get it out and keep it in.
exactly.
And so,
A way to
Exactly.
release it, a way to release.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And you could go and kill people, but that's another really sort of thing.
No, my son has
That's
a
not
training
cool.
dummy in the basement, so
Yeah.
literally his father was a southpaw, so when he needs to get out something before he can communicate it, he goes downstairs and does a few rounds with what he calls Bob. We call him Bob. So he has the training dummy that he works on, so yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's
it helps,
cool.
and then when he gets that out, then he can come upstairs and speak the right way.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's
That's what
all
a lot
part of it.
people do. Yeah.
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 And to go back to with the abductions, did you ever feel a certain way inside? Like, do you feel different now? Do you feel like you can read people's energy, or you have tools that they might have given you that you weren't
yes.
aware of before? Is there anything specific that you know for
Yes.
sure is different?
Yes, I can sense negative energy. It's like a mild electric tingling feel. And I sense who is negative.
Mm.
I mean, it's got the energies around them, sort of thing.
Interesting.
So now you feel them, you don't see them. So that's similar to an empath?
But I can see them as well. It's like sometimes, like if you ever look at a radiator on a hot day, you see the heat come off of it.
Yes.
It's a bit like that.
Huh. It's pretty cool.
That sort of thing. But I have actually got a picture of a negative serpent energy. That was in my house, and it ruined my marriage, and it caused arguments, and it fed off of the arguments, fed off the energy. But I've actually got a picture of it. It's half the face, which is behind the door, and it's it's a picture of the negative energy. I don't know if I haven't shown anybody yet, but it is you can see it, half the face, and there's a door in the way, but it's there. And these things are real, and these things ruin my marriage, ruin my life. So
Yeah. Us as paranormal investigators, we have a couple. We actually have a really, really awesome full body apparition. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Right.
And that's my journey with a lot of this is I feel so much emotion. It's very hard to cope with on a day-to-day basis, and learning to help myself release like you have with your artwork has been, even that's hard. If you're not someone that normally does these things, and then all of a sudden you're doing them, and it's just like, it's almost like it's embedded in you. Like, you just go with the flow, and it's amazing how you can, wake up one day and just be like, okay, I'm gonna, paint this picture, and then you paint this picture of this beautiful thing. You're like, wow, I didn't even know I could do that.
It's because you're newly awakened.
And you're finding out a lot of new things, and that's why, I've also struggled in the past with addictions. I mean, I still struggle with addictions. I'm a smoker. I smoke cigarettes, so of course I still have my addictions. And a lot of us use those outlets, to mask these feelings we're having, because they're so overwhelming, and they're coming from every direction. It's around us in every way, shape, or form. And learning how to, dig through it and know what's you and what's other people is very hard. And, I'm glad that, you found a way to express how you're feeling and how to get that out there. And hopefully other people are, inspired by you, and, to come forward and, to be honest about what they go through, because it's not easy to be honest with something that's, fake to most people. And I'm glad that, you were open with us today and shared your story, because, I mean, there's always going to be that doubt, but, I believe it. I'm just like, wow. Because, there's too many situations happening with the same thing over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
It's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just that. I do believe that my personal beliefs, not that of that work, I'm supposed to say.
That should be more.
Yeah, my personal beliefs is I do believe that there are individuals out there that are already a mixture of human and alien DNA. Yeah. Literally, it's where I just believe that. I mean, it's just, I don't know, it's what I've always believed, actually.
I know, and we were talking about the O negative blood factor, we were mentioning that, and a lot of people, believe that if you are type O negative, you are unique, you may be alien. And I'm very interested in that, because I am O negative. I want to know.
It's the genetics as well, but it's not what you are outside, it's what you are inside. Just move forward. You could be an alien, but the negativity, you could be negative, and be an alien. You could be positive, be an alien. It's like it's like somebody who drives a car. You can have somebody who's got a Rolls Royce car or a Bentley, and they're totally evil. But the car is a Rolls Royce and Bentley. It's a thing of beauty. You understand what I'm trying to say? That goes to the inside of the person as well.
Exactly. There's good and bad in everybody. It doesn't matter what your race, your religion, or your DNA is. There's literally good and bad in everybody. It's the path that you choose and the choices that you make that make you either a enlightened, brighter individual or somebody that's more on the negative side. Yeah. Even those that have been through a lot of negative situations can really do something to make it more of a positive thing. Like what you're doing right here. Sharing your story is a positive aspect, because something you say could help someone else.
Right.
And that's what we're about.
It's
nice to share it with somebody, because I felt so isolated, and I did experience this with other people as well. I've lost contact with other people. But I feel my experience is totally different to the normal getting abducted, seeing the greys, getting through, sitting back down again, and that's it sort of thing. I think the message in the circles as well, and the different aliens I've met, the way they treated me like I was some sort of, they said to me, what am I doing here? They expected just to abduct somebody from the UFO team, and I found that which opened my eyes to lots of things, but I still can't believe what they said. So it's hard to get to grips with it now, sort of thing,
Exactly.
And I'm just me,
Yes.
I'm just me, you're you, you're me, and only some things like that, and actually act in a way. And I've always thought I'm different all my life. I was bullied for being different, not for being an idiot or a pain in the ass,
right.
But for being different and too nice. So you don't bully people for being too nice, But obviously the people who do are negative and feed off of it, feed off the fear. You know? That's a big thing. Fear is a big game processing big thing on this planet.
Exactly.
Fear. It's not good. Not good at all. But yeah, it's I mean, funny enough, I've done my best art when I was either drunk or or whatever, you know. It's like, I mean, you try and I've done stuff when I'm sober as well, and it's like, yeah, it's good, but I need to get back there sort of thing.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah, there's a lot of people that struggle like that. It's unfortunately it's like a coping mechanism, almost like a gateway to help them, you know, express their true selves, because they're so, like you said, they're so fearful of you know, of judgment. And that's, you know, that's why, you know, we're big on, you know, making sure that everyone's comfortable. We don't want, you know, it's a judgment-free place. We don't want people to be negative about it. You know, who am I to say, you know, you're wrong or you didn't go through what you went through? That's just, to me, it's, you can't do it. You just
but the thing I found was with the person that infiltrated the group who said I was going to meet aliens, and obviously there was a government contact with the spaceship, because it was Hercules transport aircraft that came first. Okay, so that means that the V-shaped craft that came afterwards had something to do with the Hercules transport aircraft in the beginning, right?
Right.
So the person who infiltrated the group and said, you know, going to be there at a certain time has a connection with the government, and then the government has a connection with the aliens.
Of course.
So there's a connection that goes from the aliens to the government to actual people that walk among you.
Absolutely. Yeah. There's no way with, like you're saying, these ships are coming from, you know, from space, and we know they're coming way before they're coming. We're seeing them. The satellites are catching them. I mean, they've definitely done a good job of disguising everything from the naked eye, if you will. I think that, you know, there's no way on Earth that these beings are traveling to Earth from other places undetected. We have so much advancement here on Earth that it's like, it's going to get picked up. For them to deny it, it's like, it's just arrogant. It really is.
Exactly. I mean, if we were back when I was a kid, you know, before TV, I'm just kidding, before cell phones and all those other things, you know, if we're back then, it would be harder to be able to capture the proof of anything. But now with all the technological advancements and the internet and everything else, it's really hard to quiet everybody down, because we're going to see it. And because the world is actually waking up right now, not the Earth, but individuals are more awake. They're going to sense it.
I don't think it's new. I think it's stuff that's always been there.
Yeah.
And it's what they're allowing us, what they're giving. Like, you know, we talk about TVs and cellular devices and all these things, all this equipment. These things have been around for a long time, and it was just what they were willing to release to, you know, to the population of, I don't want to say information, but all these things that we have that are able to do all the things that we are able to do. Like, you know, how long have we been using telescopes for? I mean, a long time. You know, this documentation going back from hundreds of years. You know, and for it to be something that, oh, now we're just able to know that this, you know, we know that. No, it's been around. They just letting us, you know, they giving us bits and pieces here and there.
Yeah.
Like you said, the government is well aware of what's going on. I
Definitely.
don't think, I mean, you know, it's simple. I had a friend that years ago showed me something, and I was just like, wow, you know, Google Chrome, you have Google Earth. You're supposed to be able to put in any address, any, you know, points on the map, and be able to pinpoint any area on this Earth. Well, there's certain places on this Earth that when you put in their coordinates, you're not going to see what they are. And why is that?
Because they don't know, people don't know the truth, and they would go to any length to stop the truth.
Yeah, I mean,
I've been around liars, right, and they will stop anything. They will lie and lie and lie to cover the truth, and they would lie on that lie, and they don't even know what to say, but they would try anything to cover the truth. But that's to stop people knowing the truth, because they're connected with the negative side of things.
Exactly.
Right? And and they don't want us to know,
Yeah.
right? But when the shit hits the fan and positive aliens get to this planet, all right? Sorry to say that, they're the ones that are gonna suffer, not us, you know, because they're allegiance with negative aliens, which don't, like shadow governments and stuff like that. It's all connected. It's all
Exactly.
connected,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So yeah, so you know, this isn't the time where people open up their eyes. And the stuff we got, like cell phones and laptops and stuff, this is alien technology we've got. So
Oh, of course.
if humans could do this, they would have done it years ago, in the 18th century, in the 17th century. It would have created cell phones then.
Right.
Everything since flight, cars, radios, televisions is all alien technology. All the people who created things have been abducted and given the information, and they can create aircraft, they can create television, they can create electricity. All these people are abductees, you know. But since the government done a deal with these aliens for technology, so they can do experiments on humans and stuff, what we've got now is what they had then, sort of thing. Understand what I'm trying to say? It's all what they've had given us. It's not what man has made, it's what man has taken from, sort of thing. It's like with the Nazi scientists in America creating rockets and stuff. It's no disrespect to you guys, but it was the Nazis who created the Saturn V rockets and stuff. You know, created the shuttle and everything like that. It's all alien technology given to the Nazis in the Second World War, given to the Americans, given to the British, given everybody after the war was over. It's all shared technology. So we're living in a sort of biocircular alien technology, sort of thing.
Wow. So much information.
It would be
So much
interesting
to
to see.
ponder, yeah.
It would be interesting to know how it's going to pan out when they do finally, break that. I guess breach they must have contract they have with the government to stop them from communicating with us, and how people are going to react.
Oh, I don't know.
They can't,
What's
they
going to
can't
happen?
stop it. They only delay it, I suppose. Delay what's going to happen. But like I said, the crop circle message, it was a warning. And I thought it was not a warning. I thought it was like joy and celebration, but no, it's turned out not to be that sort of thing. Sadly, but that's what it is, sort of thing. But it's like I said, we're in the age of people opening their eyes. I've done it before. You know, this is the time now. This is the time we must open our eyes.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, well, it's always wondering, like you said, that they use humans to fuel their technology, even. So,
yeah.
What does that mean for us? You know what I mean? Like, what's going to happen to the human race?
I don't know.
Well, that's what crop circle message is warning people. There's going to be a deception, a falsity, sort of thing. That was what part of the message was, anyway. It's to open our eyes and stand up, because there's more of us than there is of them. We just have us, so to speak, you know?
Okay. That's good to know, too.
Exactly, and I just honestly think if the government would actually come clean, so to speak, which won't happen, we as individuals and as human beings would be more prepared for what is coming.
Oh, yeah. Well, I know here, us in America, we're screwed no matter what, because we are not prepared for anything. Even in our own, way of the world, how it works with the wars and everything like that. If anything ever comes here, ain't one American going to be ready to protect themselves properly, because we ain't going to know when it's coming, how it's coming, because we don't have access to any of that. We're only told what the government tells us.
But
it's interesting.
It's some of the military that is aware of what's coming.
Yes, they do. No, I know that they have special teams that do know what's going on.
Exactly.
But I'm talking about the average Joe schmuck. Me and you walking down the street one day, and then all of a sudden, boom, war's going off. We're not ready.
Yeah.
We're not prepared. We're nowhere prepared for it here. Never mind it coming from another universe. We can't even protect ourselves from ourselves. Never mind.
Because the government doesn't allow it.
Yeah.
And
Well,
some
they're
people
controlling
take
it.
it to an extreme too.
It's dimensional as well.
Yeah.
A lot of my persons were dimensional.
Yep.
So I think this planet can be invaded dimensionally and physically from outer space as well. It could be a joint effort, I don't know. But, you know, the government are pretty worried about stuff, but they don't tell anybody. Because they're obviously outside the planet. This solar system is not real either. Solar systems put together in the past, and there is a force around the solar system which has kept other beings from coming in and freeing people from Earth, because we were supposed to be, I believe most people have been forced to reincarnate through the times to play the games with be the victims and play games of negative beings and stuff. And I reckon some people, well, me myself, I reckon I was here on Earth before Atlantis, sort of regressed back to the future, to here, to help people, I suppose. Be it the crop circle stuff and all that, but you know, it's still good. Just certain people know, nobody's got to know what's going to happen, sort of thing. It's a grand deception. It's going to be played on us. Not just me, I think other people know as well. I've read somewhere else that people have deceptions and stuff. Well, like I said, if the alien race wouldn't present itself through NASA or through the government, the alien race would try and get messages to somebody through, i.e., the crop circle sort of thing. You know?
Yeah, definitely.
In a good way. Sort of thing. That's me. That's just me. I mean, I don't know. People got other views and stuff, but I seem to be on the right track with other things, and other bits and pieces are supposed to be a big jigsaw puzzle being put together, but certain people have been misled or misinformation sort of thing. Like I said, in the UFO arena, that's the perfect place to perform a deception. You know, there's certain people come out with the same stuff, the greys, this and that, reptilians. Both of them are bad. The greys and drones are reptilians, so anything that's connected with greys and reptilians is a good thing to prove it's not good, if you know what I mean, you know?
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something to go by. So if you see stuff with greys and reptilians, don't be sort of like, oh, amazing, yeah. But no, they're not. Not really. There's a darker thing behind it, sort of thing.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's
Definitely.
what I do anyway. Other people should as well. So wake up a bit.
Yeah.
So, is there anything you're doing to prepare for these major events? Do you have any suggestions? Anything you'd like to share with us, like how to, you know, is there a way to be prepared for something like this?
The way to be prepared is not to believe stuff from the government or NASA or any other agency like that. You've got to, suppose, wait, open your eyes, be your own judge, and I think we are more powerful than them, and that's what they turn everything around. They end up powerful, most weak. That's the part of the deception.
Exactly.
Because I've known liars, I've pathological liars. They twist and turn things and make you look the fool, make you look the victim.
Yep.
You know? There's so many scenarios where I'm to blame, I've done nothing wrong. You know?
Yep.
This is what these people can do. Liars can turn and twist things, cover things up, make them look good, make you look bad.
Exactly.
You know? And the biggest thing is lying. I hate lying. being righteous and not religious, but in the Bible it says righteous people are here and there and stuff. And to be righteous is a gift, and to be righteous is right. If you're right about something, you're right, and that's it, sort of thing.
Yep.
Exactly.
I am right on board with you on that one.
Oh, yeah.
I think I'm even to the point where it's like even those little white lies.
Yeah, I don't do lies.
I can't do it.
I don't.
Like,
Well, plus I'm
like
an
you said,
empath, so
why
I'll
deceive
know
somebody?
if somebody's lying to me.
Don't deceive.
And it's like, ugh.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Really,
Too,
drives me nuts. I hate that.
It's almost like especially when you're dealing with your own family and friends.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
like you know them so well. And you look at them like, did you really just say that to me? Like, did you really just go there?
Hello, wake up.
Yeah. Like, I know what you're thinking.
The thing is, though, I was caught up in a thing called the conflict cycle, which I'll post to you. My ex-wife was a liar. She lied to me. Blah blah blah. I was to blame for everything. And like I said, I actually got a picture of the serpent energy, which was in the house along with her, feeding off of the arguing. So lies are connected with serpents, and it goes all the way back to the Bible. I mean, I'm not religious. I haven't read the Bible, but the serpent lied to Adam and Eve. My ex-wife lied to me. I've got a picture of the energy that was in the house. So put two and two together. These are the things to look out for. It's like with the crop circle thing. Something is coming. If you know a trap's there, right? Walk into it. You avoid it. You go around it, won't you? But if you don't know a trap's there, you will walk into it and you will fall into it and you will be trapped.
Exactly.
That is it. So if you know what's coming, deception, then you've got to be ready for it. So being gullible.
It's time for everybody to wake up and...
everybody's got to wake the hell up. Sort of
exactly.
thing.
It's time to awaken.
Time to wake up, people.
I think more and more people, the more people that do awaken to their higher selves, the better off we'll be as a species.
Yeah, I mean the intuition I've obtained already over the past few months. You know, I grew up in a family where they were Catholic. I mean, I wasn't a practicing Catholic, but I've always had this thing inside of me that says when you feel something in your heart or you feel a certain way about certain things, there's a connection.
Exactly.
I don't know how to explain it. Like, I don't want to be bashful towards religion because I believe people have to have a backbone and help with faith and stuff like that. But the information, there's just so much different stuff out there. It's like I want to see it for myself, and when I see it and feel it for myself, I feel more true to it. So that's how I go. Yeah. In life.
The thing is, though, people should help each other.
Exactly. I 100% agree. More people. Yep.
Chivalry is gone.
There are negative energies around them, okay? That feed off of scenarios, feed off of conflict, feed off of fear. Okay? If people realise that these things were around them, and these things can possess you and take over you, alright? And just like when you're drunk or when you're on drugs, it makes it easier for them because if you break your shield that is broken down, okay? It makes it easier for you to possess you. But I was in a situation where I was possessed most of the time, and I hated arguing, I hated conflict, but it happened in my family life, alright? Then I lost my marriage because of the serpent energies. I turned to drink, that ruined me even more, okay? But I still got my dignity, I come off a drink, I've still got my strength and powers, but there are so many traps and tricks around. People think it's just normal everyday life. Arguing is everyday life. Not it. Arguing is fuel for negative energies that are around you. And I've actually got photographs of that are around you. Next time you argue people, realise what you're doing. Realise that you're feeding energies around you, not feeding you. Arguing is totally meaningless. It's a meaningless thing. If you look at it logically, it's meaningless. It's feeding negative energies. And that's the sad thing about it. If we can wake up to that and stop doing it, come together, help each other.
Exactly. 100% exactly.
And that's what our mission is here.
That's what our mission statement is. Absolutely no negativity of any way, shape, or form is allowed. no negativity. I don't allow it. I will not allow it on the network. As the CEO, I won't allow it. It's just, I literally am following my instincts, my guides. I have to remain positive. Everything that I do has to remain positive. It's just what I meant to do as an individual. So it's definitely what I choose to do.
I've had scenarios in my life where I've worked out that these beings that cause scenarios are mainly called draconians. They are reincarnated people and they cause games and scenarios. I've actually had a conflict with one of them. I said, I'm not doing what you like, you draconian bastard. And he said to me, how do you know I'm draconian? I said, because I can sense it, I can feel it. And he actually admitted he was. So these beings are around us. And they cause these problems. And I've had so many conflicts, I've outed them. I said, you draconian so-and-so. And they were shocked. When I recognised the alien on the ship, she was shocked. Yeah. They were shocked. Every conflict I've had. And my friend Winston can vouch for you. She's been there when I've had conflicts. And I've called them draconians. And they didn't like it at all. Because they walk among us with secrecy. They cause these scenarios, they play these games, and we don't know. But we think it's normal life. They are human for us. And we have got to wake up to this fact.
Exactly.
Basically got to wake up to this fact that we are victims. We are not going to be victims anymore.
Nope.
I'm not, because I've stuck up all my life. And I've confronted them. They do exist. It's like that film They Live. You ever seen that film They Live? John Carpenter. They Live.
I don't watch much TV.
No, this is a DVD. If you go out and get it, watch it, and they contact me and say, "Steve, you're right."
Huh.
Go out and get it. And I don't need to like wear sunglasses and you can see them. I don't need sunglasses. I can sense them.
Exactly.
Interesting.
Go and get it, and then contact me and say, I want to hear what you feel about it, what you think about it. It's called They Live by John Carpenter.
They Live.
Yeah, it's got Roddy Piper in it, who's a wrestler.
Yeah, I remember Roddy Piper.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper, yeah, he's in it as well.
Awesome.
So go and watch it. And then look at signs, all the signs around need to consume, to obey, to this and that. It's wording, but it's in different formats. But you watch They Live, it will tell you. Because it opened my eyes up ages ago, back in 1984 or 5, I think.
Wow.
And I was sort of my own sort of thing, but then you meet people, and that's how it goes, sort of thing. You gather in strength, sort of thing, with people. But yeah. We got to wake up.
Oof. Look at this. We lost track of time here. We're actually out of time.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I want to thank our guests so much.
Yes. Thank
for
you.
Sharing your story with us and giving us some definite helpful information. And I truly believe that the world, it's time for us to all wake up. It really is. And I want to thank you so much for being a guest tonight. And
head over to
I
our
enjoyed
webpage,
it.
get those links if you're interested in his artwork. Hit him up because he's got a lot of nice stuff on there.
Definitely. Hey, Christmas is coming, peeps.
Christmas is coming.
So I want to say thank you so much, guys, for tuning in. Christmas is coming. You will find the links on the Facebook page, and also I will share it again. If you go to Facebook, you can go to Bio Steampunk Art. You will find his artwork on there and send him a message. You could possibly order a couple of coffee cups and things like that. And don't forget to stay tuned because the 27th from 8 to 10, we have Christy Amaral. Yes, the one, the only blunt Tara with Christy. Please try to remember that she is blunt Tara. She shoots straight from the hip.
Yes.
Literally, so follow the guidelines. If you don't like blunt talk, then stay tuned for a different reader. We'll have Chris Garcia back on shortly. Healing Sundays will return soon. And Thursday, I don't know what we're doing yet. We might be teaching a class and giving you guys some meditation. But thank you so much for tuning in. It's been an absolutely wonderful show. And I am Susan Swanbeck. And with me today is
Stephanie Pereira, the promotional director here at ATU Network.
I call her Staff. I don't know why, but I call her Staff. Hey, stay tuned. ATU Network. Follow us.
90 seconds.
Thanks for tuning in to Awakening the Unknown with Susan Swanbeck and Michelle Sullivan here on the ATU Network. For more information on upcoming shows and appearances, be sure to follow us on Facebook and on the web at awakeningtheunknown.wixsite.com. Voiceover work done by Cody Brady Desbian.